Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Stock A7, aka Just Dennis. Today, I will be changing out my MPI fuel lines. It's tangled up, and this just goes right here and replaces your stock fuel lines. So it's cut right here, put the little T here, jumps around, and it goes into a T right here. And basically this just allows more flow when you're running E85 or anything like that. And I don't have any E85 around me, but it's like a 40-minute drive, so I believe on some days I will be able to get some E85. But first, what you want to do, you don't need to take off your supercharger. I just have it off because I was doing my clutch delete. But now, before it was like a fidget spinner, but now it's all good. Yeah, so you don't need to take off your supercharger for this. I just have it off, and it kind of makes it easier to get to these, but it is possible to do it without without taking off the supercharger. But yeah, what you want to do is, if you do have your supercharger on, is take out your fuse for your fuel and then hope that your lines, and then just run it until your car dies or runs out of fuel, and then you'll be able to just cut these lines and not have to worry about fuel. Obviously my supercharger is off, so I can't start my car and get rid of the fuel, so I'll either be taking off this connector or this one over here and just collecting all the fuel that comes out of here with the pressure, and then I'll start to cutting. So once I get this sorted, I'll cut back to you guys and we can continue from there. What you will need to do is cut it somewhere here. I already loosened all of my connections up, but you will need to cut it right here and then insert these lines right here, something like this. So let me set up the camera and I'll get right back to you guys. Since I already loosened these ones, I kind of want to start with over here so it could give me an accurate measurement of where I would want to cut these ones. So what I would like to do is grab some channel locks and kind of just wiggle it off. And there's a little bit of fuel coming out, and now we got this one out. We could try, and then pull it as you're wiggling it. And voila, that is what you will be left with. And then with this, you will need, so there will be these two lines go in here, and then, but before you do that, you grab the connectors that Jackal supplied, you slide them on. And by the way, guys, this is much easier with the supercharger off. It is possible to do it with the supercharger on. I just did it for my sake, well, because I was doing my clutch delete. And then this one is a bit longer, so I'll be right back and I'll cut it down. So I think I'll do this one first. Put that around, make sure it's snug. Then slide this one. Just like that. And then you just tighten them down. And then this will give me accurate measurement of where I would want to cut these lines. Okay, and then once you get these in, make sure they're seated all the way in. See, mine aren't fully in. Then once you get it on, just get a flathead. Just, it's pretty tight. You do not want any fuel leaks, or else your car will burn down. And this is much easier with the supercharger off, obviously. But you do not need to take your supercharger off to tighten it down or install this part. You kind of just keep pressure on it in a downward motion and just tighten it. And these are 7mm nuts, so you could also use a 7mm if you don't want to use a flathead. I know flatheads are pretty annoying, but the 7mm will give you a little bit more leverage to kind of get it real tight and snug. That's not going anywhere, and I'll just retighten this one. Get a couple more spins in that I wasn't able to with the flathead. And then I think my plan is to cut them at these lines that were, I don't know who drew them, but I feel like that is the best way for me to connect it. So I have here a utility knife with a fresh blade. Definitely I would recommend using some kind of cutting tool like strippers or something, because grab so you will keep this one though. What you could do is just slide it back on, and then get your connector on and slide it in here. Just make sure it sits in all the way. And with this guy, since it'll be right here, I will have it. Oh, that's fuel. But get the connector on. Put it all the way in. Okay. And that should be it for this side. So my camera for some reason cut out all the audio for this clip, but so what I'm doing is bringing the line over to the other side. I'm just kind of making it look neat or whatever. And this side is pretty easy, just a little bit tighter by the oil filter. So that's the only thing to look out for. And for grabbing or pulling these lines off, like I recommend you to like not grab it by the connector, because that's what I was doing. If you just grab it a little bit further, it makes it a lot easier, and then the twisting helps a lot. So you can see I have still a little bit of fuel in my system, but it's okay. My pressure was low. The car was not running for at least like 3 days before this, because I was taking care of my supercharger clutch. But once you get this line off, it's really just straightforward and easy. I had quite a bit of fuel coming out from here, but I took care of it. That's why the napkins are there. You do not want to have any spilled fuel inside your engine bay, because nothing good would come out of that. And as always, don't forget to put the clamps on, because I've done it so many times where I put it into the fitting and then I don't have the clamps on, so I end up just taking it off again. But what I ended up doing was kind of just pulling it under that line by the oil filter, and then it was pretty easy to plug in. And this basically just sums it up for the CREC MPI fuel lines upgrade by JackalMotorsports. And yeah, it looks pretty sleek. Obviously this isn't how mine ended up looking. I did a little bit of tweaking on the left side to bring it a little bit lower so my intake could fly over it. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. I primed my fuel, but yeah, this is my supercharger. I just did the clutch delete. Before it was like a fidget spinner, so it's pretty funny. But here's my clutch, and then this is the magnet inside the clutch, and it has a crack in it. And most of the CREC engines, clutches end up failing. It's just like a factory thing. Even if you're stock or even stage 1, they will end up failing. But this is my 2016 A7. I'm dual pulley, stock blower, stock throttle body, just kind of slowly upgrading it. I also have the Maxon front lip, OEM wheels and everything. I'm probably going to be getting a divorce kit or coilovers next. But I am Jackal Stage 2 Plus tuned, so it's pretty fun. It's a fun car, treats me well. 0 to 60 in 3.5, and then the gas sticker right there for the clutch delete and the gas test pipes. Well, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe. Hopefully this video kind of helped you guys out. I know there's not a lot of videos out there, so hit that like button. It'll help me out.